What is going on, my crypto friends? It's your friend Jack here, and in today's video we have quite the interesting piece of news, especially for US based people who watch videos on cryptocurrency and have cryptocurrency investments. Whether you're a business or you're just a person interested in cryptocurrency, this is going to affect you, and you should definitely watch this entire video. And if you don't want to watch this video and you just want to learn the information, I'm going to leave a link right now down in the description to this tweet thread. Okay, we're just going to be reading through this tweet thread and telling you guys what's going on, what you can do to help, and how all of this looks for cryptocurrency in the United States of America. Now, I'm going to be reading the tweet thread. If you don't want to hear me read the tweet thread and you want to read it for yourself, it's linked down in the description, the first link right now. So let's get into this. Jake Chervinsky posted quite the important and urgent tweet thread in regards to a recent US infrastructure bill. Now, this provision on the bill has been added that expands the tax code's definition of broker to capture nearly every single person in crypto, including non-custodial actors like miners, forcing them to all KYC users. So they have to go and grab personal data about all of their users, which is nearly impossible. This is not a drill. Let's keep reading. The bill expands the definition of a broker to include any person who, for consideration, is responsible for and regularly provides any service effectuating transfers of digital assets. Earlier drafts said even if non-custodial, and explicitly included DEX and peer-to-peer markets, which is quite not the good amount of news. It's not good news for crypto. Let's keep going. This definition is so broad, it could apply to nearly every economic actor in the US crypto industry, if read literally. This includes proof-of-work miners and proof-of-stake validators, since providing a service to effectuate transfers of digital assets for consideration seems to fit both miners and people running stake validators on networks like Cardano or similar. 4, it might include a huge range of DeFi market participants too, like a DEX, LPs, liquidators, protocols, governors, etc. Depending on, for consideration, what that means, it might also extend to non-economic actors like node operators or wallet developers even. The scope here could be so massive, and this massive scope would have a negative impact on crypto. Now, the tax code requires brokers to comply with IRS reporting requirements. Most importantly, they have to give Form 1099s to their customers and file them with the IRS too. To fill out Form 1099s, brokers have to collect customer data including name, address, phone number, and more, which would mean brokers have to KYC customers to comply with IRS reporting requirements. As a result, the provision functions as a surveillance mandate, just like the one section munition proposed in the final days of the Trump administration. As before, this is still a very bad idea. As those who understand crypto already know, users are pseudo-anonymous and access is permissionless. It's literally impossible for a non-custodial actor like miners to get the information they need to do Form 1099s. I don't know what to say. A miner, a proof-of-stake validator, these people can't have access to personal information. They just can't have access to it. They can't get that information. So in practice, this could mean a de facto ban on mining of cryptocurrencies and proof-of-stake validation in the United States, which would be bad. This sounds insane, but it really might happen. Most crypto legislation goes nowhere, so it's easy to ignore, but not this time around. This provision is part of the bipartisan and otherwise popular infrastructure bill, which is moving quickly through Congress and is highly likely to pass. What does crypto have to do with infrastructure, you may ask? The bill has to include pay-for provisions to raise revenue for new spending, so that's revenue neutral as a whole. The broker definition is one of the pay-for provisions in the Senate draft of the bill. 10 out of however many, there are 3 main ways to raise revenue in a bill. Like this: increase current taxes, add new taxes, or improve tax compliance. This allegedly falls in the 3rd category, making people pay taxes they already owe. Congress thinks crypto is full of tax evaders. It isn't. The infrastructure bill is estimated to cost over $1 trillion. Congress scored the new broker definition at $28 billion in added tax revenue. I have no clue how they got this number or how it's even possible to calculate. Regardless, there's no way to handle major new regulations. This is a deeply misguided provision that, if adopted, will do far more harm than good to US interests. I'll give you my top 5 reasons why. These are Jake's top 5 reasons why on basically why this is a terrible idea and why it's going to negatively impact the US interest in cryptocurrencies. First, it defies logic to adopt a regulation for which compliance is literally impossible, unless the goal is to kill the industry of cryptocurrencies. Second, it'll be a huge foreign policy nature. After China made the geopolitical blunder of forcing miners out of their country, many of us hoped the US would take market share in this crucial sector. We can't make the same mistake China did, we have to stay in the game. Third, it won't work. For every new dollar of tax revenue, we'll lose 2 or 10 as the US crypto industry shuts down or goes offshore. And instead of getting more insight into taxable crypto gains, the IRS will get less as more users go dark on unregulated platforms. Fourth, it short circuits the discussion we've been having with FinCEN. Since President Biden took office, FinCEN has done a ton of solid work on crypto AML regulation. We should keep that process going, not cut it off by sneaking KYC in through the tax code's back door. Fifth and final reason, the burden it will place on civil rights is unacceptable. Our 4A right to privacy limits how much surveillance government can mandate without a warrant. And in a post-SolarWinds world, the last thing we need to do is expose more sensitive information to a security breach. So what can we do? What can you do to help this? First, don't panic. This provision isn't final and can still be changed. And even if it passes right now as is, it shouldn't take effect until 2023 at the very earliest. So at least there'll be plenty of time to fight it and undo it if it is to pass. But this is going to be a long fight. If you are a US citizen, I am not, but I need to put this stuff out there because most of my subscribers are. Call your member of Congress, especially Senator Portman, if you're in Ohio. If anyone says this won't help after we held off FinCEN and the FATF, I'll lose my mind. So you can go to these links right here. I'll leave these links down in the description. They're going to be in this tweet thread. And if you're a leader of a US crypto company and aren't involved in this yet, reach out to Jake directly or his team after you call your member of Congress. Your voice is especially important. Lastly, everyone can top up donations to Coin Center. They are people protecting open blockchain networks and innovators' rights to use those networks. They may need more donations. For Jake's part, as usual, he'll be working with Blockchain Asin, the association, and Fund DeFi and others on a lawsuit challenging this provision if it comes to that. I don't think the courts will take kindly to a law enforcing non-custodial actors to surveil US citizens on behalf of the IRS. Lastly, things are moving fast, which can feel scary. But as it was with FinCEN's proposed rule, it's been amazing to see the entire industry come together this week to fight against this. We really do have some of the best and brightest on our side. Stay tuned for updates. Go follow Jake over on Twitter. I'm going to do that right now because I wasn't already. And make sure you guys are doing your part to call up your senators locally and tell them what's going on. I'm also going to leave a link to a tweet. This is essentially a script on what you can say to your local representatives if they have, because they're going to provide you a couple minutes to talk and tell you why this is bad. You can tell them this. I'll leave it down in the description. I'll leave a link to a tweet. And then you don't have to think too much about it. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great freaking day. Hope you found this video helpful. And please, please, please do your part and reach out to your local senators if you can. And if you live in the US, then this is especially important for you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace out.